Hello! Welcome to Episode 8 of the Dojocast. Now, today, of course, we have our hosts, myself, Stone. We have Hatena and Hyun. Hello, everybody. And our special guest,
bro?
our special guest today.
Bro, where am I?
Hello. Welcome,
Bro,
everyone.
why am I in the hospital?
Yeah, Hyun's on his deathbed right now. I am invited to be here. Say why?
Bro,
Why
we're
is
doing
he?
an episode today?
Yeah.
How?
Also, why are you here? By the way, the environment is a bit odd.
I am your artificially intelligent generated doctor today, and I will
Bro,
say
who the hell is that?
it is my first day in this environment, and so I'm afraid I have to deliver some news to you. Okay. Please ignore. I have only been programmed sadness, and
Bro, what is that?
I'm sorry to say. Let me look at your. Hold on. Let me look at your chart. Your chart. Oh, okay, your chart. It actually says that you are you're terminally okay. Please
Oh, okay.
go ahead and get with your family and let them know that you'll be just fine.
Okay, thank you. What the?
Oh wait, before I go, that'd be $35,000. Bye.
Oh my god, 35. Yo,
Man.
yo, just kill me, man. Just kill me right now.
No, you heard the doc. You're terminally okay, unfortunately.
$35,000 for an AI-generated environment hospital is a little bit steep, I'd say.
Yeah,
Come on.
That's on me. I chose a location. I know I shouldn't have come here.
Those monitors don't show
But
any
you
data.
you collapsed, bro. Like, are you
Yes,
good?
Yeah. Sorry. My
Yeah.
insurance can only cover artificially generated hospital rooms.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I can only pay back in bored apes.
Yeah. Context for our audiences. So the background for this time's podcast is unfortunately I generated, but it's too late when the host figured it out. But
Yeah.
well, we'll go with it. But we hate AI. We hate
Yeah,
AI.
that's on me. I thought it was real, and then 5 minutes before we went live, I got back, and they're just like, yeah, no, this
Dude,
is definitely AI generated.
Stock photos are completely dominated now. They're like
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't
there
know
was no
until
there was no
literally 5
fingers. There
minutes.
was no fingers on the bed to decipher.
Yeah.
If this bed had 6 fingers, I would have known right off the bat. Easy peasy.
Oh man.
Dumb.
Hey, but this bed feels real to me though. This is really nice.
It looks nice.
It's
It
okay.
feels
Your
nice.
dying is real. Your dying is very real.
Dying is real. The hospital isn't, but you're real.
Yeah.
The lady said you're
absolutely.
terminally okay, so that's always
Yeah, I'm
nice.
gonna be fine. Yeah, just to update the chat. I've been coughing for like 3 months now, so I actually did visit the hospital just to get it checked out, and they did a lung scan on my lungs, and the lady said, "quote My lungs are unremarkable." That's what she said, which is a good thing. Which is a good thing. I was like, "Excuse me."
You say my lungs aren't special enough?
We took a test, and it was very, very pricey, but it did prove, without a shadow of a doubt, that you do have lungs. So
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
welcome.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
Right.
I am on
So,
meds though, and they make me really drowsy, so I'm probably gonna
Okay.
be knocked out for half the stream, honestly.
Awesome.
man.
Great.
We have a
Well,
closed eyes version of him.
before we get into it, just a quick little announcement for those interested. My collab, the Rock, Paper, Scissors collab, is open for one more week before the review stream where I review all entries. So if you are interested, and if you've wanted to make a part, but you've been too lazy, now is the time. I'm also making a part super last minute with all of you, so you're not alone.
I turned in my part.
He did.
What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing right now? Turn it in. Work on the part, man. It's not that hard.
It's not that hard. But yeah, that's all I have.
Oh, that's for announcements, and I'll get right into it because we have a lot of subjects to cover today.
Yes.
With our wonderful guest, House, which is House, the
Hello.
winner
Yes,
of the Chosen One
House.
tournament.
I
know
am
many of you have
the-
seen the animation. Yeah.
The fucked up looking green screen thing that's been sitting in front of your screen.
That is terrifying. I've never seen this version of you.
Yeah. it's
Yeah,
crazy.
Like,
it
that
was
mouth is huge.
originally
Yeah, I love that
originally it
third
was
row
the
of teeth.
unpleasant gradient. but I have
Yeah.
to change it because Regretivator fans keep confusing me with the character.
Oh,
All right. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
So
nice to have you.
I think the people want to know
Mhm.
when and why did you get started, and what are you up to today? What are you up to now?
Okay, so funny enough, I know this is a name that a lot of people are pretty familiar with. Animation memes is a community that existed really long time ago, and pretty popular back in the days for new coming animators who doesn't really know how to do complicated things. So I started drawing around late 2017, but then only started to animate in 2020. Been self-teaching animation and art for 4 years, and I'm currently a second year bachelor student at Goblins Paris animation school.
Wow,
And
congratulations.
thank you. It's unexpected for real because I was supposed to go to SVA, but the tuition is like $80,000
Oh yeah.
per year in New York
Oh my
City. So
goodness.
yeah, there's like friends I know in SVA are still in student debt,
I'm
and I'm
That's so
currently
sad.
still learning. Yeah, still experimenting my skills by creating my own music videos, animations, such as the Chosen One tournament, do demo. So
Let's
yeah, that's what
go.
I've been up
Let's
to.
go.
Love that animation.
So you said you were coming from you said animation memes community?
Yeah, what is that? I've never heard
What is
of that.
that? I've never.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I know the two terms put together, but like, was that a Discord or?
Oh, that's just a kind of like animation meme is basically these like music videos that people do, sometimes incorporating stories, but most of the time it's just like animation loops. And but I don't want to cover too much on that because the main community I want to mention is the object show community actually. There are people I know from Dojo who also does animation. Oh Jesus Christ, that one.
Figured out this one.
Yeah, what is that?
I mean, that's the
um,
most popular one.
yeah, that yeah, that was just a
Oh.
random dance thing I did because people likes women. That's why it got popular.
Woman, yes.
What?
We love
Um,
woman.
like sexy, cute looking woman. That's why it got popular. But oh well, it's nothing notable. Yeah, Jitterfin, that one you could click that one. I think that's a old one. That one's for my portfolio.
That's fun.
So, oh no, not that one, not that one, not that one.
This one? Okay. Wait,
The
which
purple
one?
one, the purple one, that one. Yes,
This one?
that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So smooth.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to
So
play the music, or is that copyrighted?
I'm not sure. I think playing the animation should be fine because I will be
Okay.
talking
Just
when
do
it's
the
playing.
animation.
Yeah. There are some people in the dojo I know who also does animation memes. There's like Quick Bee. There's also a cartoon animation, a friend of mine. And I don't do those anymore. I try to go into like more fully animated animes, music videos and everything like that. And so it's like there's more context, there's more story that can actually be put in there basically. And
Right.
I was active in one major community called the object show community. There are a couple smaller ones I was in, but mainly active in that until I had to leave it because I lost interest pursuing anything in that community, and the audiences are not like exactly my target. So yeah, there was a show I was previously working on called The Waiting Room, but then I kind of canceled it because the audiences are extremely impatient with the creators in that community. So I figured to not put too much stress on myself.
Mm.
So yeah.
So you've been hopping around communities for a while now, right?
Yeah, basically, I have been just visiting different areas on the internet, different corners.
That's very cool. Yo, so when did you find us then?
Well, funny enough, because I'm Chinese, right? Hello to all the Bilibili fans out there.
Yeah, really.
I unfortunately couldn't use my QQ anymore. It's like a communication app we use in China due to the fact that my phone got stolen, and
Oh my God.
there's a lot of verification that needs to be done with Chinese apps and all
Yeah.
that. So I'm not really active in the within the within the firewall anymore. Let's just say that.
Oh my. Wait. So since you lost your phone, you just lost
A lot of photos, at least.
connections with that side
Well,
of the.
yeah, kind of, because it also has something to do with my SIM card, but that's another story for another
Oh.
day. What was I gonna say again? Something Chinese. Right. Okay. Yeah, I remember now. So G-Sticks stuff.
Yes.
Funny topic. That was a thing that's like extremely popular in the Asian sides of the art community. Like stick figures is a mainstream thing in China, and of course it inspired me like a lot when I was like around maybe the age of 14 even. And I
Mhm.
just kind of know that Hyun's Dojo exists, but I never really interacted with said community or anything like that due to the fact that I'm behind the firewall, so
Mhm.
it's hard to access to the to here. So recently I was like, oh, okay, I am new. But then immediately after I joined, the Chosen One tournament was hosted, and then I was like, okay, I'll do that then. So now I'm here.
So cool. Oh, so you said stick figures are like mainstream over there. Like, how
Pretty much,
mainstream
yeah.
is like mainstream like compared to like United
I would
States?
I would say 90% of the people in Chinese art community know what stick figures are.
No, wait, really? That's
Yes.
insane.
Yeah,
Hmm.
people call it 柴市 or 柴圈, and also 天气日, which is like Apocalypse Day, is a very, very big thing in the art
Really?
community.
That's
Yeah.
Wait, like just in
crazy.
art in general?
Art in general, yes, it's a pretty big
Whoa.
thing. Yeah.
That is insane. Like that's actually crazy.
So we're famous in China?
You guys are extremely famous in China. I hope
What
you guys
the
know
heck?
that.
On the other side of the firewall?
Yeah, on the other side of the
Because
firewall.
here, right, in our world, stick figures is like probably
Very,
point
very
zero
niche.
1, like point zero
Yeah,
zero one
almost
percent.
Yeah,
like
I'm very surprised. I'm like extremely
you have
surprised.
to like my entire life, because I started animating stick figures when I was like 14, 100 years ago, and I had to always preface with a bunch of like backup context if someone dug deeper into what I did for a job, because you if I don't know if you guys are like me, but you can't just be like, yeah, I animate stick figures.
Yeah,
Because
no.
then they're like,
Mhm.
what? Like,
Mhm.
there's no connection to any. It's like an island. There's no way for the average person to, like, understand what I would mean if I said that. So it's like, okay, I do animations. And I have a website, and there's a lot of people on the website, and the medium that we use is stick figures, which is shown on. Like, you have to like give a full rundown of everything because you can't just like drop it. And a little bit better now than it was,
Yeah.
2012 or whatever. But yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, another honorable mention I do want to also brought up is also Crossfire Bullet Rain, currently work in
Oh
progress by
yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Lori, and also I think the Rhino. No, okay, no, the Rhino Studio are working on something else. But oh well, like Crossfire Bullet Rain episode 1's gonna come out soon. That's also going to be a big thing in the Chinese stick figure communities. But yeah, like a lot of people in Chinese stick community are trying to aim for more complicated animations these days, like more
Yeah, it's like a full on
yeah,
like production
absolutely. Full on
studios now,
production.
right?
Yeah, there is a like production studio in China aiming to that, like which is the one Fiber. Tai Xianwei is the project manager of said studio. Rhino,
Hmm.
I think. But yeah, and also Matt Stone's part of it too. But yeah, really interesting place.
That's
That's really
crazy.
cool.
I never would have guessed it would be like nearly that mainstream anywhere.
Yeah, that actually blew my mind a little bit. That's kind of
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
I gotta know House, because I personally never went to a 4 year, but I'm sure a lot of people would like to know, what is it like being taught at like such a prestigious school for animation versus like being self-taught?
Yeah, so one thing, tuition is definitely going to be a thing you guys are gonna
Whew.
run into, and that's yeah. I was applying for America schools, but turns out a lot of them are pretty expensive. Haha, CalArt, haha, SVA, all these like 50K tuition throwing like left and right. But it's just Goblin seems to be the one that's most like affordable. I came here, got in, with a very small chance to get in, but I did, and I would say like if you go into an animation school, you ask for improvements, right?
Mhm.
But like for me, my experience studying here at the moment, most important thing I feel like about improvement is what's within you. It's the motivation, the strategy, the creativity that like emits from yourself. And if you work hard enough, you do not have to go to an animation school like at all. And
Mhm.
I was self-taught, like for the longest time due to the fact that we do not have any reliable art teachers. We had no artistic resources from where I came from. I lived in a middle of nowhere in the northeast China. But my portfolio got me into Gotham somehow, and it's a very notable like animation school in the like in the industry, and
Oh yeah.
like
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of short films from them, and like there's like one specific short film called Last Summer that eventually got me like, man, I want to go to that school. And I have to say, like, being here, one of the things that benefits me is the people I surround myself with, like teachers who are passionate in traditional animation, film, and cinema language, and the students who are like hardworking, talented, supportive of you. Of course, it's not that supportive. Back in the days, I have a friend Ash who worked on
Oh
um
yeah.
yeah, Ash worked on what is it? Love, Death and Robot, episode 5. She's a dropout student due to the fact that she got bullied really badly for racism reasons and also other reasons. When
Oh
goblins
man.
haven't changed their principles yet, but nowadays it's like a lot better from where like I'm when I'm here, it's a lot better than what is previously like, which I'm like so grateful about.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it's like university is a place that provides you resources for career and people who can provides you people who can guide you towards bigger communities in real life. Like, but for
Mm.
skills, it can be a mix of things. Best artists I'm friend with, half of them never been to any big schools, and for me, it's just the passion that really matters. You just have to work smart and hard at like the same time. Self-taught, enough skills, and utilize your school's resources to provide you and that's all it is. That's all enough for you. Like, for example, the internships, that's what you're gonna find like finding universities. But at the end, there are a lot of ways to get job opportunities in animation industry, even though recently there has been a lot of crashing down within the bigger communities
Yeah.
itself, and the entire like the animation guild thing that's been happening recently in LA. There's like a protest, all that. You see, like there's it's a big world. You don't need to go to the school, to be honest. It just it gives you a chance to open your eyes. But to be honest, yeah, a lot of I think I believe a lot of Sakuya animators or people in the dojo. I don't think anyone have the enough money or anything to go to such a big school, but pretty sure they're all very talented, and I appreciate that a lot.
But like so when you say that, like, you're still learning from that school right now, right? You're still
Exactly.
attending.
Yeah. Yeah, I am a class representative of this of the international class for the first year, and second year we're gonna switch things up a little bit. So yeah.
So like, would you say you're like it's 100% worth it right now? Like when you're going right now and learning?
I'd say it is worthy, not because it taught me it not because it's skill wise it taught me a lot of things, but because of the people
Yeah,
I was able to meet here and the
like the
I guess the
connections.
environment. It's
Yeah,
more so not exactly connection, but it's the environment, I
yeah.
guess. It just makes me really motivated. That's kind of it, to be honest. Yeah.
Interesting.
A lot of it, like motivation in art, I think is really important, and I think that I've personally found that a lot of individuals are a lot more internally motivated than externally motivated when it comes to the any kind of creative job. Like, I don't know if you've ever done commission work. This goes for anyone else out there. How difficult it can be sometimes to do a commission piece for somebody when you're under a lot of direct scrutiny direction, even though you know it's for pay. You can still feel
Mm,
like you're pulling out your own teeth just trying to get through it, knowing that it's not really what you want to do. It's no more so something you're just having to do versus you might be completely delighted to do something that at the same time, instead of that commission piece that gives you no pay, simply because it's something that is either your own original project or something you're collaborating with somebody with, because the internal factors, you wanting to do it, that good feeling it gives you, kind of really brings you the gumption to get the work done. So I think
Yeah,
internal
right.
factors and having people around you that support you and having the right community around you is really, really important to kind of push yourself forward, because it's really hard. I mean, like, animation is not easy. Art is not easy. And so if you have some people around you that are either sharing those same struggles or can push you and help you grow, it helps tremendously.
Yeah, and another thing I want to also add is because like the mediums you watch, those are going to be important for what influence you to create. And there is a thing I want to suggest people in the podcast today to go through. There is a new Steam game recently called Black Myth Wukong. And
Oh
there are
yeah.
6 chapters with 2D cutscenes. One is stop motion, but the other ones are all in 2D. Those are really, really beautiful cutscenes that are done by some of the best animators, like in China and also out. So I highly suggest you guys to check it out. It's really good.
I did not know that. Yeah, I didn't see any footage of that, but
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
I
crazy.
don't want to see it now.
very, very impressive. Yeah.
So I've talked a little bit about this in the past, or at least I've referenced it, and I don't even know if I defined it, but I talked about how when I'm getting an animation or I'm animating, it takes me a while to kind of sit there and get what I call the flow state, where everything just kind of is coming out of you as far as like the frames are just flowing nice, everything's looking really good, you're not deleting a bunch of stuff, you're just kind of like in the zone. So House,
Yeah.
I would like to know, what do you do to reach flow state when you're animating?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. To reach a steady place where you can animate extremely fast and comfortable is like something many animators have made like so many different approaches with. I still have not exactly reached that part of my ability yet, but I do believe it takes a lot of practice, experiment, referencing, and like practical like production. And when you can efficiently craft out best works of yours, that's the state, I guess. So-called flow state is, you can spend less, like the least amount of time, do the best stuff you did. And for me, I guess I try to do more full-on projects, I guess. So that's what usually makes me a more experienced or fast in it. I'm known as the fastest artist in my class.
Taking on bigger projects, like
I
is one
guess,
of the
yeah. Like challenge yourself, basically. Walk out of your comfort zone. And also, I'm known as the fastest artist in my class, but not the most skilled. But I usually get my work done, and for me, that's I'm very glad I'm able to do that, consider how like heavy our school assignments is. But yeah. Other than that, I'm still working on it. Yeah.
So
Hey,
how
what
do
is
you?
flow state, anyways?
So flow state is something that is actually, it's not just an animation thing. It's actually a state of mind or being, and this is typically, you see it a lot in sports. It's where you're basically almost operating at an instinctual level where everything is just flowing. Like if you're on a team and you're playing basketball or something, your passes are on point. Everyone's kind of doing exactly what they need to do. Your reaction times are heightened. Everything just feels like you're in the zone. That's another thing. Another way it's been referred to is like being in the zone. So you can do that while animating. A lot of times you'll find that this happens to you where you're just sitting down and you're jamming. I mean, imagine when you're sitting down and you're trying to animate and it just feels like you can't get anything out, right? Everything you do just looks bad, feels bad, you're deleting everything and you're just really frustrated, versus the times where you're sitting there and you're just jamming, you're going right through it, and you hit play and it looks incredible, and you go right back and you just keep diving in. Hyun is desynced from his AI experience now, apparently.
Oh, he's fucking
have to-
gone.
You'll have to
Where the fuck did he go?
bring the doctor
Oh,
in here.
Wait,
Hold on, bring the doctor
I
in.
just
Right. So, yeah, I'll be right
my
back.
God.
It seems as though maybe he wasn't. Hold on, sorry, I can't get my programming right.
Yeah, I just heard the disconnection notification. Okay, there you go.
Hello?
Okay.
Oh my god, where am I? What happened?
Sorry, we had to let you back in. The
What
doctor
realm
came in
did
and
you-
made sure to-
Oh, I don't know what just
Oh.
happened.
Oh my god.
I think I just disconnected.
Yeah, no, you descent to
From
the afterlife
reality?
for like
Yeah.
a flash
I'm so sorry.
second and you came
yeah,
back.
Maybe
so yeah,
he's
that's
taking
what
to China.
Hyun had to elevate his frequency, and he actually reached flow state in another dimension and came back.
Oh my
So
god.
I'm so
he
sorry.
figured it.
Continue.
He figured it. He
Continue.
figured it
Alright.
out.
Alright,
But
alright.
that's the flow state. But what I was so you talk about, you kind of go through flow state by challenging yourself or taking on bigger projects. So how do you balance between challenging yourself to improve and doing something that's a little more comfortable? How is there? Do you kind of like slide back and forth? How do you manage that?
Alright, in my opinion, a bad finished project is better than good unfinished project. Not because it's like visually it's like better or anything like that. Not at all. but it deserves more credit for the dedication of the creators. Like if people keep up the habits of making hundreds of unfinished projects, right? It's a good portfolio. It's like good
Hmm.
practice. But like if you really want to be someone in the spotlight, no matter how hard it is, you got to at least finish not like finish one notable thing to like begin with, and that means you got to walk out of your comfort zone by maybe like making smaller ones one at a time. And I guess with the chosen one tournament, that's like one of the thing that got me like really walk out of what I usually do, and I gain a lot of like experience from that. And I really doubt people who are like capable to finish complete projects like this will get worse, and I have not seen any of that before. There's like some examples I could give about like creators that start small, walked out of their comfort zone, start making longer things, and start like stand out. There's again, object shows, Battle for Dream Island, Inanimate Insanity, another indie animation series like Ads World, Ramshackle, and Alan
Hmm.
Becker himself. That's like that's a great example where
Hmm.
like in the podcast he says he wants to tell himself like, oh, don't be afraid to fail. That's the thing. If you're an artist or an animator, you gotta do new things. You can't stay in one place forever. That's not gonna um like it could be fun, it could like help you to relax for a while, but at the end we all are ambitious and stuff, like all these sad examples, they all started with a pilot, they started with the shorts, like shitty season ones even, but they evolved. And
Hmm.
that's what I
Hmm.
like, full projects that can represent yourself. Object shows specifically show me how magical progress can be, right? So I just highly suggest people also. Another thing is one created by Cheesy HFJ on YouTube. That's another great example how like creators manage to balance themselves with like working on like encourage continue on like a big project, but also like occasionally like switching back and out inside and outside of comfort zone. And if you think you've gotten worse, it's okay. Just continue working on it. I don't believe you're gonna come, you're gonna like do so much thing and you're only gonna go down. That's not gonna happen. Realistically, that's not gonna happen.
I really like that you said it's better to release a worse product than to have a perfect unfinished product. So what I have to ask you
Yeah.
then is like, how do you stay encouraged to continue working on a project when you feel it's not looking at as good? You know what I mean? If you're leaning into that, it's better to have a worse finished product. How do you stay encouraged to finish that up?
It's just the thought that, like as I said, you need to remind yourself that you have to work on this specific, like particular like thing through. Continue
Hmm.
working on it. That's how you can like, make step by step accomplishment. And of course, like I got demotivated so much back in the days when I work on the waiting room, like my object show and stuff, because there's like so many impossibilities. So like I didn't push myself. I just dropped it. And now I'm just happier because I'm working on something I love, and that's like it doesn't really change anything cuz I'm still encouraged to do animation itself as a whole. I just kind of is trying to pick and choose which one fits you the most. And for people who have burnouts over their comics, their animations out there, go for the ones that fits you situation the most. You don't have to push yourself. You're just one person. So,
Hmm.
at the end it's just best to, look on the bright side and knowing that you will improve, knowing that this is not the worst time of yours and stuff cuz
Yeah, one step
you
at a
know,
time. One step
I
at a
yeah,
think
time.
the
You
exactly.
know.
I think a good example is like on your Twitter, like you tend to make a bunch of these like little tiny like animations almost like every week, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Just like doing stuff that you think is
Um
fun or engaging.
Yeah, yeah. Some of them are just old school assignment stuff. Some of them are new.
Hmm.
But yeah, there's like back in the times I was trying to kind of like build up Twitter a little bit just so, just for, job
Hmm.
offer's sake. But right now I'm not really that focused on that. I'm just trying to finish what I've started with Dude, second episode after the Chosen One tournament. So yeah.
I think it's important though, because like I think like just recently, you know how everyone's like been on that the running blue stick figure craze, and like we were
Oh,
all making our own
God.
versions of it. I think that's like a good example of like it's still animating, but like
It's fun, you know.
yeah, it's
It's
fun, and people are just like doing it
entertaining.
for
Yeah.
fun, and at the same time they might be learning something new. And
Yeah, I guess I'm more like talking on like a broader scale. I guess like on the more of like film creator type of
Right, right.
perspective, where you know, it's okay to enjoy yourself. It's okay to relax. People get
Yeah.
burned out eventually, but you know, if you do want to focus on the bigger things, don't be too afraid again to fail. There, you know, you need to
Yeah,
climb
it's
back
big.
up a couple times.
Yeah, that's big. Going back to like your Twitter feed, I always see your wonder. I love your very unique characters. Like you're always putting out these new, different characters. Like, what is your process that you go through for creating new, interesting characters all the time?
All right, so on the character design wise, my spare time job is basically character designers, I suppose. I sell character designs on Toy House the majority of the times for income, and apparently, but like for today, I don't really want to talk about the visual designs, but just with my own stick figures and my own characters, how I, you know, write them, right? Characters
Mhm.
are just, you know, people you can talk to, interact to on a daily basis. Sometimes, you know, they can be cartoony, crookedy doos, but good characters wouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
restrained by a single personality. They should be, you know, they should feel realistic, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like someone real, someone that exists. You know, people, humans, they're complicated. We have things that stands out in our personalities and behaviors, but it's mixed with many other things: how you see the world, your opinions, ways of communication, physical behaviors, mentality, etc., etc. Interesting characters does not necessarily means a good character design, I suppose, but I
Yeah.
do like to explore around the visual sense of it, because you know, I go out and sometimes what if like this guy's suitcase is a weapon. I think in general, like stick figures are pretty creative itself. Like I never seen people using yo-yos as weapons before, I suppose. So like, you know, it's a good thing to, you know, experiment around with the shape languages, with the elements you can put in it, with the balance, the color theory. I've developed a lot on my art just by doing character designs. I would say that.
Wow.
And yeah, like a good character means good writing as well. There are many shows I've seen these days relies on design so much that they write characters like disasters. I won't name anything particular, but let's just say making characters sexually attractive in fact is something that can unironically overshadow people's standards on how interesting a character can be online these days. And when I make characters, I think about the good and bad people I've met everywhere in my life and online to create characters like these. And character designs is gonna be a very broad topic if I'm gonna go into it. But you
Yeah.
know, just for this podcast, I'll focus on the animation side of it, which is how to write a good character. I will, yeah, suggest another account, artist I suggest with character design, Nenel on Twitter. It's Nelnal. They're a Japanese artist that works for Deltarune. Actually, they designed Sweet Captain Cake, and yeah, a lot of my inspiration also did came from them for how, you know, how great
Ooh.
their stuff is.
So you really like try to get into the mind of whatever character that you're trying to make. You know, you might start off with something rough, but then you're asking yourself these kind of questions, like, you know, you mentioned how, you know, how they might operate, how they might feel about something, how, and with those
Yeah,
actions,
exactly.
what physical traits they might take on uh, because of that. I think that's really interesting. So it's kind of like mental method acting. You're like getting into
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
you're
you're
getting into the
role playing with
character
yourself,
space
basically.
in
Yeah,
world.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Another good example with like good character writing, Arcane. Everyone knows that. It's good.
Yes.
Like yeah, but every character in that show is written like beautifully. Love
Yeah.
the
I love
script.
the characters in that show. Like, if you guys haven't watched it, you really should.
I could never
like
get past the
perfect
first
characters.
episode.
Oh my god, Tana, we'll watch it together, man. We'll hold hands and watch it.
Okay. If you
But yeah,
insist.
I agree. Like, I think a lot of the duelist, a lot of mistakes that people make is that they make their characters flawless, and they just like the perfect human being who has like, you know, no flaws or anything like that. But
unreal in that sense.
yeah, or like they're gods.
Yeah.
With the most powerful superpowers, but that doesn't make an interesting character for sure, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, there's a lot of topics I covered. However, we're gonna spice things up a little bit today, right?
Okay.
I have a couple questions for you guys as well, all three of you. I'm gonna see how long it's gonna.
But before you do that, we do have a
Okay. All right.
spotlight.
Yes. Let's take a look at the spotlight
Oh.
before we transition
You
over.
have a spotlight.
Oh, all right.
This one's a little bit shorter
that's
today.
wrong. Okay, there we go.
This one's a little bit shorter today, but there was something really cool in this. Not only is it a cool animation, but there's something really well done in this animation that I wanted to kind of like spotlight and point out.
Yeah,
Cool.
sure. Wait, who is
Specifically
this?
the effects. This is Have a Discussion with an Old Friend by Cat God. If you guys are out there,
God.
Cat God
Yeah.
is
I love Cat God.
very, very talented.
Yeah,
but
I
this is
used
a short
to-
film for them.
Yeah, I used to work with him on a game thing, but then we
Oh,
kinda
really?
just stopped working. Yeah, he was working on a game at least, but then we stopped working on it.
Oh my god. Get Cat God on here, please. That'd be so nice.
He's English not good at all.
No.
Oh.
It's okay. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it
Yeah.
out. We'll get him
We'll
on.
go ahead
Yeah.
and play this.
Go for it.
Yeah.
I just love how polished this stuff is. They really look at like all the details.
Oh man, I love good old 2D.
It's good old 2D action, but it's
Good
this
old
part right at
2D
the end
choreography.
here, right here. Oh,
Damn.
so tasty. Like to me, what's so impressive about that last bit is that when he's animating, or when they're animating it, they're taking into effect like all of the layers of everything that's happening. Like as the flames are going, the energy that would be coming off of that is forcing all the wind left and right. You see on the bandana on the old friends is like really whipping and going really, really fast. Because although the wind and energy that's being carried out, the dimming of the lights is insane. Like it's bringing together the entire environment. I think that is very unique. I mean, it's really cool to make really good impact frames. It's always wonderful to see. It's always really cool to see really nice flame effects. But there was just, I don't know, it went a little bit further in the details, and I really appreciated that. Like that's, for me personally, it made me want to like up my game when I was working on my Andre solo project, because I was like, he's doing the ground impacts, he's doing the smears, he's got smoke, he's factoring in like the wind and everything, the dimming of the lights, the particle effects. It was wonderful. So I thought that was really, really cool, and I thought people should see it.
Yeah, Kat is really good at doing FX stuff. Like back in the days when he's like, I mean, he's still big in the community. It just apparently back in the days, in the old days, there were some people that doesn't like his like style, saying it's quote unquote too floaty and not steady enough.
There's no
But-
way, dude.
Yeah, like Chinese artistic community can be critical sometimes. It just seems to have issues with like so many people.
This reminds
but
me of a topic that we had just last stream.
What was that?
Critique
With
with style,
Nazul.
difference in
The
style
floating
with
co-
Nazul.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
liked about this animation though is that little shot at the end where
Yeah.
it just cuts to I don't know what they're saying, but you can tell that like they are friends, an old friend,
He's
and
something about.
it just gives me that extra little their characters and they interact with each other with feelings and such.
It's less random. It's not just gray stick and blue stick. They have a little bit more going on.
Yeah, I really
Genuinely.
like that. Yeah.
Well done,
that's fun.
Cat God. Yeah, I just really liked this one a
Very
lot.
fun.
Hmm.
All right, now you may continue with your questions.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, back
Sorry
to
about
that. All right. It's okay. I just it's nice that Cat Guy was brought up. I was excited when I saw his videos brought up. All right. Okay. Cool. I have questions for you three as well. These are going to be some little spicy questions, not really regarding to any
Space.
skill or technical stuff, I guess. But we'll we will include you like some of your experience within Dojo, since well, I'm the new here, you guys are the old. So, were you guys ever jealous of other artists before? Have you guys seen other people around you that got jealous of others? How do you guys deal with that, and what's your opinion on how to deal with that?
Yes.
100% all the time. Oh my goodness, I can't.
I think that's very normal for any animator or artist, even really interested and involved in their own craft. But I mean, I get jealous all the time of other animators in this community because I watched like not so pro-ish in their last duel. I watched that once and I loved it, but I got so jealous that I refused to keep watching it because I knew I would just get so angry at myself. But I tend to try to use my jealousy as a tool to funnel it into more inspiration than anger.
Mhm.
And I think that's what a lot of people end up doing, whether they realize it or not.
All right. How about you too?
Yeah, for me, I get jealous all the time because I think I mean not so much nowadays because I already know I've wisened up a little bit over the years. But yeah, back in the day when I was quote unquote like popular within the community, I would teach a lot of these new users how to animate, and then all of a sudden you just see them improving, and then they're just better than you like like within like a couple of months or even sooner. And yeah, I get jealous all the time, and I'd be like, man, I was literally teaching this guy, and then now he's doing things that I cannot do, which yeah, 100% makes me jealous because it's like, why can't I do that? And then like
Yeah, I
I've
mean,
spent
on that
years
note,
animating on that, and then like they're just I don't know, they're just on a different level,
if it
Um,
makes you feel better, Hyun, I was one of the people that you taught doing stick.
what? When? What? This is
Um, not directly, but I watched all your videos, like on like stick
Oh
fight, like
my
a
god.
lot of your videos on
No
stick fight stuff,
way.
and that's like
Okay.
also
That
why
makes me happy though.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, your tutorials are like the go-to videos when anyone's starting stick animation.
Oh my god, they really aren't. Like I need to redo those 100%.
Well,
But
they still carry a lot of good info though.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I've come to realize it's nothing, it's literally nothing but a good thing because it's just that they were inspired off of you, and they can just carry that into something that I couldn't possibly do. And that just makes me proud now to see like all these people like you, House, like coming up
Aw.
and making all these crazy things. Yeah, and it just makes me happy now. It's really nothing to be jealous about.
Okay.
And it's really not a competition. I've seen other people get jealous too all the time, 100%,
Yeah.
all the time. Like every single day I see it, and usually the number one reaction is 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 hate and
Yeah.
talking down
Yeah.
to the other person, saying like, "Oh, you don't know what it's like," or I don't even know. It's something really dumb.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I actually had a complete 180 shift. It was like a switch went off one day. This was years ago. And I remember distinctly there was a time when I was jealous when I was like kind of starting out, or I was getting a little bit more and more comfortable in animation and a little bit further into the community. But there was an event that happened for me when I reached out to Turquoise on SFDT because I saw his animation Mutationism, and I saw something in that animation, and I was like, I gotta contact this guy, right? And it was honestly from that moment on, now whenever I see somebody who I perceive to be as like either currently better than I am in many different ways or has way more potential, I'm nothing more than filled with excitement to meet them work with them or learn from them, because I've found that when I was able to kind of like let that part of myself go and just not be concerned with anyone else as far as in comparison to myself, and focused almost solely on just being so excited for that person, it just like, I don't know, it changed my entire perspective forever. From that point on, anytime I see something that's like really really impressive, I get like this giddy feeling. It's not like this like, they used to have that like kind of like weight, like, oh, like crushing, and I do like almost jokingly now. It happens when you watch them, like, oh my god, like that's so impressive. It
Oh,
just
yeah.
like takes me back. But now I just get like, it just wells up inside of me, and I just want to like bounce around. I don't really understand. But it really came from reaching out. That one time when I think in that moment I would have been like, oh, it's so frustrating that I can't do this, right? And instead, just something different happened, and I've never been able to put it back since, and I would never want to put it back. I'm so excited,
me
you know.
neither.
Cool. All right, we're gonna chop next question because those are really nice answers. Have you guys ever let your social connections, fame, or popularity foreshadow, like, yeah, not foreshadow, overshadow there, your creative schedule? Well, thinking about what others want, change the decision of what you want to make. Do you guys ever get overwhelmed by the fact that there's so many people expecting so many things from you guys? Have you ever wanted to prove yourself to your audiences before?
Oh yeah. Wait. Yeah, 100%. Because I think for the longest time, and still to this day, people know me as the League of Legends stick figure guy.
Oh,
Oh,
wow. Really?
Yeah, because like that's the I think I'm pretty sure that series has gotten the most views across the internet when it comes to my work. So yeah, people still ask me like when are you gonna make stick figure spotlight number I don't even know, I'm on like 7 or whatever.
Man,
And
that's
like
just an
there's a
internet thing. They're always
yeah,
going to want
yeah.
more of whatever is most popular.
Um but also I feel like that was like a peak of kind of like my skill level in a sense, whereas like when you make something like huge, how can you really top that and impress the audience again? Um, or if you make something, it might disappoint the audience, like um, up to their expectations. And yeah, it's still a pretty heavy feeling nowadays to kind of meet that expectation that like I have in my head for myself, but also like what the audience has of myself as well.
mm,
Hmm.
yeah. How
Yeah,
about you, Hatana?
Go ahead.
I know you have a lot of
I.
collabs.
Oh yeah. Speaking of collabs, I think if you just like scrolled through my channel, you could see very clear examples of, I suppose, in general, this topic. When I started getting a lot of attention in this community, I was very much so trying to only do whatever would get me the most number of views or whatever I knew it would be successful, even if I
Mm,
didn't really want to do it. But I really let kind of the views and the audience reaction influence my work, which to some extent I think you should still keep your audience's reaction uh, in mind, but you shouldn't let it completely guide where your work is going to go. So then you could see
Exactly.
where I
Yeah.
released like 5 collabs in a year, and then I kept doing that for a bit after, and then I kind of stopped, realizing, wait, this isn't really like these aren't. I'm not like really, really, really proud of these. I just kind of shit these
mm,
out to get views. And then there was a weird point in my channel where you could see me do stuff similar to Tarot, or like the Boogie series spawned from this, where I'm really trying to find myself as an artist. So I'm not just
mhm.
Shuriken number 2. And then I think only until like the last 2 or 3 years I've really found where I fit in this community. And I think it's become much easier to create whatever I want to make and not have to worry about the expectations of any audience, because I trust that they're going to like whatever I make.
That's good.
It's
Yeah.
pretty good.
So.
Yeah, I need that. I need whatever mindset you have right now.
Yeah, because
Well,
there is a certain someone I know, again, anonymously, I'm not gonna name their names, that they are a very, very popular Animator, I know, but they're an
Mhm.
animation creator. She was so into making things that other people like. She stopped doing what she loves, and I was originally friends with her until I'm not. Because what she does is that she would complain in the voice chat 24/7 a day about why her audiences are so weird, or
Mhm.
she want to stop doing what she's currently doing and get back into what she loves, but eventually it never really happened. And she became not too creatively supportive of a person after being in like the spotlight, in the fame for that long. She became to criticize other people to an extreme that it has become very unfriendly.
Yeah.
And that's, yeah, like fame, popularity, algorithm, it's something that can influence not only your audiences but also the creators themselves. So yeah, just a friendly reminder to people out there, watch out on that.
Yeah, I think a good philosophy to follow by as any kind of creator is that. Oh god, I had it, and then it left.
No, wait, I
Damn
have it.
it!
I have it.
No, go take
Just-
over. Take over.
Okay. Just because someone is highly skilled, right? Doesn't make them like the best. I had it too, but it's gone.
Damn it! Stone, try. Save this for us.
Okay, all I can say is this: I used to have crippling weight over me for the things that I was producing, whether it was commissioned work for things I had to do, so I didn't really have any creative control over what I was supposed to produce because I was making things that were essentially had to have a certain output. But aside from those things, I always felt that I had a very low opinion of my own skills, and I felt that other people had a very high expectation of me. That it always put me in this position where basically anything I would work on it to not release it. I got to a point where I would work on something and I'd work on it for 6 months, and I'd essentially just delete the file. Like I would just put it away and never touch it again. And I've since come to where I'm now. This is 10 years later, since then at least, where I'm almost toxically in the opposite direction. Like I'm making exactly what I want to make, exactly how I want to make it, for exactly one viewer, and that's me. If other people like it, that's great. But if I'm having a good time and I'm really enjoying it, and I have no expectation on myself or expectation that I'm requiring from other people, I'm just producing it purely out of the love for the thing that I'm doing. And it brought me so much more peace, because I still felt coming back that there's a certain level of expectation that people could potentially have that I will never be able to obtain. And I gave up the concept of trying to chase that. I've released it, and it was very freeing to just release that out and just say, I don't care. It's not that I want people to hate what I'm doing, but I'm not gonna have it dictate to me in a way that doesn't feel good. The way that weighs me down, or a way that doesn't feel positive. Just like I weighed Hyun down just then. Yeah, I've kind of let that go. If I don't meet,
Put him back. Put him. You've made your point. Oh,
no.
Did you lose him?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's connected to the AI doctor's. It's weird. He's the patient. He should have the strongest connection,
right,
to this room. You know what I mean? It's wild.
Swear.
Sorry. Yeah, he's. We're trying to get his backup fixed right now. Your insurance is not actually approving the coding for this, so we're trying to see. Yeah, and we're just in calls with the insurance company right now to make sure you're gonna be able to pay this out. In the meantime, we're gonna have you in limbo between the real world and of course the AI. I'm just so sad, but I have to deliver this information to you. But we'll have him up soon, okay? Okay. Remember, $35,000. Remember? Okay. Bye.
Beautiful. Well, do we continue on this with you guys, or?
I have
okay,
no
there you go.
idea.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude!
Your insurance
Dude,
must have
I can't. I'm so sorry.
How many bored apes do you have?
What the heck is yeah.
Your insurance is having an issue. Yeah, I don't know. You were getting removed from the world for a minute, but your insurance
Oh my god.
is fighting back against the AI hospital visit, so that's why it's
Bro,
kind of like bouncing
I'm
back and
seeing
forth.
demons right now. It's insane. I have to reset my Discord. And everything.
All right, since we
Okay.
also have to do like Q&A stuff, so we're gonna try to also go to the last two questions. Also, also keep it, I guess, fast.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it
Yeah.
overwhelming knowing so many people in the community so active like this? Have you ever got any troublesome moments about conflicts between friends you know? Do these inconveniences coming from people affect your mentality in art and animating itself?
Oh no. Yes. Yeah, dude, all these questions are so good. Hold on, let me read that.
It's almost like they're going through this themselves and wanting advice or something.
Nah, I mean, I've already figured it out. I'm just
Yeah.
curious for the, I'm also asking the audiences, I guess.
Yeah, I think especially for the dojo, since it's become so big compared to like what it was, you will undoubtedly have conflicts between not just other users, but like with your own friends. And yeah, it's unfortunately it does happen. But I think 99.9% of the time, um, a lot of these conflicts are somewhat misunderstandings, and most of the time you can solve conflict by just talking, just talking it out calmly for both sides. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Like when it comes to mentality and art and animating itself, I don't think it really does affect it that much. In a sense, I think most of the time it's just between friends. So at the end of the day, it's like we have issues with each other sometimes, but most of the time, those are just figured out, and then we just move on from it, and just
Yeah,
keep
that's
doing
good.
what we usually do.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, though, like yeah, there are times where like the disagreements are so strong that like there are like separations and stuff like that. And at that point, it is what it is. You just agree to disagree, and
Agree to disagree in IP ban.
yeah,
Agree to disagree and then remove them from your life entirely. Never speak to them again. The one who shall not be named.
No,
it's so crazy. Dude. There's so many things you have to deal with when you're running
Yeah,
a
I'd
community.
imagine.
Yes.
Yeah, I imagine it's gonna be
Yeah.
stressful for you also, like
Yes.
particularly because you are Hyun's Dojo's Hyun. So
Oh my god, yeah, like,
Yeah, you can't hide.
it is very frustrating at a point, but it is worth it to
Mm,
like. I mean, it's like really easy to just burn the bridge and then forget about it, and then just like hate that person. But like I just try to keep in mind that it's most of the time it's just other people's views and opinions, and those are just that. It doesn't really mean that they're bad people or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah,
yeah, humans are humans after all. Yeah.
exactly.
Mhm.
Well, what
All
about
right.
you guys?
I mean, that's for me very much kind of like my experience. I think it's a very small percentage of the time that you actually have to deal with something that is brought to a level where it's like either if you're a part of like being an authority figure for the community to act, you have to step in and be like, okay, let me help see if we can resolve this issue. And if it is just an issue and it's something that either party can't really come to the middle on, then it's just we'll move on. This is you spoke your side,
Yeah,
If we can't meet somewhere in the middle, that's fine. But the communication is everything. Talking with people about what it is and trying to understand them and get the perspective. And if they can't come to a solution that is I don't know, without any kind of consequence or anything like that, then
hmm
it's just super rare that you get to a point where it's like these two separate people have a disagreement or something, and you have to step in and remove somebody. A lot of the times
yeah,
it can just be resolved. Just by talking it out. Talking it out is important.
100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
almost always. I hope that answers
Oh,
your
sorry.
question. Wait, am I good?
Yeah.
Am I good?
You're good.
Yeah.
He
Okay,
braces,
okay.
grabs both sides of the bed. What?
Yeah, I was phasing out again.
We're going.
All right, so do we move on to the next question, or Hatana, do you have something to say as
No,
well?
I don't really have anything to add there. I can't really relate to this question well enough to give any words on it.
I see. Okay, next one. This is the final one. What is your goal as an animator? Not career-wise, not skill-wise, but for your audiences. What do you want for them? What influence do you wish to have upon people that watch your videos or stuffs?
I wish to build an army of
Damn.
viewers, so I may rule the world one day.
Let's go. That's a good one.
Beautiful.
No, I mean, for me, I mean, this feels so cookie cutter response, but like, I just love being in a position where you could influence the way that someone creates something, or you could inspire someone to create another really cool thing, and you could be that reason. And that, I don't know, that's kind of cool to me. That feels like enough of a reason to me personally, because I think
Yeah.
like inspiration is something so valuable, and if I ever watch something and I feel incredibly inspired to make something because of it, like that is like my favorite feeling in the world, and I want to make stuff that makes other people feel that same way. So if I'm doing whatever I like doing, and as a coincidence other people feel the same way that I feel when I get inspired, that's a win in my book. That's kind of the whole reason I do it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'd say Hyun's answering like earlier, saying how like the stuff, you know, the jealousy part of the question, where he said that the stuff he made that taught so many like people, like talented people these days. I think that's also like, you know, a great example. You know, it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, within without community, there are people that will, you know, it will change them, even how like no matter how small that thing is. Yeah, and also RHG, you know, Stone.
Mhm. Yeah.
True.
Yeah, for me,
Yeah.
I've always just wanted to create and to bring joy to people. Those are the two main things. I don't know what I'm going to create, but it's usually centered around something that I love to do, and I just hope it brings joy to other people. And for those who could potentially be inspired by it, I only wish to set a base level inspiration for them to do whatever it is that they want to do, and to know that if I'm able to do what I'm doing, that they can soar so much higher. There's so many people out there that are so incredibly talented, and they just need to know, they need to see someone take the first step to know that it's possible, and then they can just run. And that's always been my biggest strength personally, is I just feel like I can show people the door, and let them peek in a little bit about something that they themselves can do. And that's what I want from my audience. I want them to, anything I create, to hopefully it brings joy to them, but more importantly, if something I'm doing is something that they would want to do, I hope that they're inspired to reach way further than anything I've ever made.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah.
Nice.
And thank you for all of you guys for answering all the fourth questions. And like before we go into some, I guess our features is next, is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right. Before we go into that, I also want to like tell the people who are sitting here from people in the dojo or people from the OSC, yeah, or, like mentality. It's something that can really destroy people's career and relationships on the long run. There are little demons inside each and every one of us, and it is important to remember that animation and art is not all about how good you are, but also appreciative, humble enough to accept others and to lift others up and to give them hope. There are, greed, envy, mocking, like destructive comments people that have to like towards each other, friends who hate other friends, animators who hates other animators, and me too. I tend to like get overflowed in my pittiness during my younger times, but at the end we are like animators, right? We are going to become teachers for our audiences, and we will eventually use our work to influence people around us. It's hopefully in a positive way, and we need to accept examples on what's okay and not okay to behave. I broke ties with people who became jealous, who became obsessive over popularity, and they start to forget what they are passionate into. I have friends who are extremely skilled but drowned in, pleasing others, that they start to doubt their self worth. There are also people who have done unfortunate mistakes in the past and are afraid to stand up for themselves because people look at them with the side eye. But eventually we have to overcome what are called lessons in actions. As artists in every online communities, it is a skill. Not to only remain skilled in art, but also mentally healthy and dig deeper into what you want to achieve as an animator, a filmmaker, even if you call that. And that's all my questions and conclusion for today on the artistic mentality and the experiences in the dojo part section.
Well said.
Wowzers.
Yeah. Stay positive, everyone. Stay positive.
Yes.
I'm saying.
All right, where's the amazing
Yeah,
art?
very deep there. Holy crap.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, let's take a look at some art. We got this first one from R2G
Ooh.
Art.
Oh my god,
Little-
that's so
the
cute.
Lizard guy.
Oh my god, he's a pilot because he flies.
Reptilian.
What?
Well, he's got like pilot glasses, right? Like flying aviation glasses, goggles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense. I assume he's a dragon based off of what we're looking at, right? He looks dragon-esque at least.
Something like that. Dragon
Help
or...
sell it. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's like
R2G.
dragon.
R2G
I love the
art.
render and the reflective light on that. Really nice, really well done.
Yeah, I like that.
Very
Volumes
nice.
too.
Very nice, man.
Wonderful.
Cute character.
Pop. Vicky Mewen.
Oh well, what do you know?
What do you know?
Who's that?
I
might
know
that?
him.
Who's
Vicky.
this
Yeah,
silhouette
the
guy?
yeah Vicky. Vicky's
That's
awesome.
so cool. I honestly, that was the one thing that kept me going because I when I was gone in not animating, I was always lurking, always, and I would always keep up on the things that were happening in the community. And the one thing that just constantly like gave me joy in my worst days, I'm not kidding, is I'd see fan art or art like this of Andre, and I just loved it so much, just seeing everyone's different renditions and perspectives, and so
Mhm.
I love it. I think this is really really cool.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
dude. I always like a good old Andre fan art.
So cool. Love the hammer.
Dude, when I saw Andre and Guild Guy's animation, dude, that was so hype too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, what? How'd you feel about that when you saw that?
Yeah.
Dude. That, I mean, I was floored because I was following it throughout the process,
Mhm.
and I think I smiled so hard that my I feel like the peaks of my smile were touching my ears. I was in so much pain from my face.
That sounds terrifying.
That's
Made you
impossible.
so
Yeah.
happy it hurt.
Yeah, I was so happy it hurt. Honestly.
That's so real. All right, well, the last one we got here is from Crystal Anims.
Ooh, very nice.
Very cool. Like the blues. Dragon
Yeah.
theme, dude. It looks like there's like a dragon.
This is
Golden
like
dragon.
a Chinese dress. Chinese theme.
Very cool.
It looks Chinese.
What's that in the background? There's like a yellow my screen. I don't know if there's like a.
Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah, those are graphs.
viewable.
Yeah, those are like
Oh.
spell
So I can
graphs
make
or
that
something
fly.
like
Oh,
that.
okay, okay. I love that.
Reminds me
Make
of
Animator,
larger
very
like
cool.
this.
Geometry.
There we go. Yes.
see.
Oh, okay. That's
Very
very
nice.
cool.
It's too big now. Okay, it's going over there. All right.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Great fan
Well,
art, you guys.
we now have some questions from chat. So we're going to go ahead and respond to some of those. Some of them are directed to House, and I see
Whoa,
some of
there's
them
a
may
lot.
be directed to all of us or one of us. First question that we got is from Binion. Sorry if I said that wrong. Asked, who is your role model? And they didn't specify
Me?
the who, so.
Well,
You're your role model.
okay. I'll start with mine. Okay, my role model is also an actual entire studio out there as well, the Flying Barks. And particularly Tom Barco and Minbit. These two are probably my role models. Tom Barco is one of the best animators I known out there. And he is the director of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2018 version, who is extremely skilled in action, cleaning, and guitar, and always, passionate in what he's do. He have done animation for the Owl House, for Amphibia. A lot of notable work from him, and definitely recommend checking him out. I've like a lot of my animation, my style was like basically inspired from what he does, and it's just always like so impressive seeing his work. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Maybe we can get them on one day because Mikkel works for Flying Bark.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Ooh.
So maybe we can
Alright.
pull some strings and get some.
That'd be great.
That'd be sick.
Cool.
All right. Does anyone else want to answer that? Because they didn't specify who.
Yeah.
My role model is Stone.
Aw.
Yeah, it's always been you, Stone, because like yeah, you're the OG, man, and then like I'm just trying to fill your shoes, making the dojo, and like I just feel like I've never really fully filled those shoes because those are some big ass shoes, you know.
Too kind, man. I don't think you give yourself enough credit. I don't think, like, dude, you've done so much. It's really, really incredible.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
appreciate
It
that.
really,
Man.
truly is.
But yeah, I still look up to you to this day, even when I was like a little kid back then. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, man. We're sitting next to each other, and
We are.
In the hospital.
You're
such
yeah, in the
close-
hospital
Your AI
so
supporting
deadlift.
me. Like my family's not even here, but you guys are here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm that one like little kid who does beatbox while you're dying. on your
Yo,
bed.
please stop beatbox.
Oh man.
I mean, I don't know that I feel like my role model evolves over time. It changes. It's kind of like a culmination of many people all the time.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I will hyper focus on either an individual or having a connection with a person or a group of people, and I feel like I always have so much to learn, and I grow so much as a person when I'm around so many different talented and inspiring individuals. So I feel like I've never really had one constant pillar.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
That is true. There is a saying in Chinese. I'm gonna translate it later, but yeah, 三人行必有我师焉. It's like a saying that means among three people, there's gonna be at least one person that has that can do something better than you and
Mhm.
stuff.
Mm.
And that that's just basically what we've surrounded ourselves with, like in the art community. Like maybe maybe art wise you might be better than them, but they will always be capable of something better than you do. It's like on something else. For example, like Mike Pastic, friend, great at voice acting and cooking. Absolutely great at cooking. Jesus.
Yeah, I've eaten his cooking before. I was blessed.
Yeah.
I was blessed.
All right, well, we're gonna move on. I don't really have a good
Yeah.
answer for this, so we'll just move on.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
got- We got
There's
a
a lot
bunch
of
of other
questions.
questions to go. Yeah. Roix 518 asks, "What's the animation you think taught you the most, and why?" And this again could go to everyone, but we'll try and speed run it.
Yeah, you guys do it first because I cannot think about an answer on top of my head right now.
What animation taught us?
For me, this is a cop out, but it's probably my movie Gravity that I'm working on, because I've had to learn a lot in order to get this thing even remotely worked on at all by a large group of people.
Hey, let's go.
Does it make sense? For me at the time, and I think it's because it's my very specific flavor of animation that I really appreciated, really looked up to, would have to be Turquoise's Alpha versus Yo-Yo. The snow, the one in the snow. I don't think I've ever been inside a file for longer just analyzing different things. There's so many bits and pieces to that animation that, especially at that time, that had a lot of unique perspectives or techniques that he did in there, and a lot of movements that we now see popularized today by a lot of animations. But for that time, I was just infatuated with it. And I felt like I even to this day, there's still things about it that I really don't fully grasp well myself.
Wait, you had the file for that?
I did at some point. I don't know,
Oh damn! Hook me up.
15 years ago or whatever. I don't know how long it was, but a long time ago I had the actual FLA, yeah. And I would just sit in there and I would look at like 5 or 6 frames and just be stumped forever, and I'd move on and try to figure it out and move on. So that one did a lot for me.
It's like too long. Hyun, this is speedrun stuff. Come on.
Shock 1. It's turquoise as
yeah.
well, dude. Always.
So good, so good.
Okay, I think I figured out my answers as well. This isn't actually the chosen one tournament I did, even though it did taught me a lot in animation as well. But it is a small video I have. It's called It's the Sunburn animated music video for a closed species event, not contest. Yeah, it's just the event, because this is the first time I use Animate to work on a 4-minute animation using using my programs. The first time. Not people know about it, but it's like I've drawn 100 characters in 15 days.
Oh my god. Wow.
Yeah, that's it.
Nice.
All right.
What
Next
else?
question
What else we
is
got?
from iRock Studios. For House, what is your top 3 favorite RHG members?
Oh Jesus, that is a hard question because I don't know how to pick.
Just say the first 3 off the top of your head with extreme
Chuck.
confidence.
Okay, Chuck. That's definitely
Chuck, let's go.
Let's go.
What else? Oh damn. I mean, because like I'm like actually also trying to remember what RHG characters are there at the same time, so I'm just like suddenly.
It could be
like,
like any. It could be any character.
Yeah, I guess like Chuck, Yo-Yo, and Andrew.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I love Alpha as well. I guess it's just I like the whimsicalness in Yo-Yo and Chuck.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Don't even mention that. Yeah.
The humor.
Don't
Let's
be
not get it down.
embarrassed. All right. Chelsea asks, even if you were self-taught, what prompted you to consider going to school regardless?
Hello, Chelsea. The reason why I have to go to Goblins is actually because of political reasons. Because I wasn't going to go to an animation school until I was forced to leave my country.
Oh.
And college seems to, foreign education seems like the only possible way for me to do so. And that's actually the reason why I'm in Goblins. To be honest, even though it's completely unintentional, I am still very glad I'm here because it has so much impact on me. Like my mental health, everything that has happened has so much impact on me as a person. I'm very grateful for that.
Hey, yeah. I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
You know what you land into.
Yeah.
All
Very
right.
nice.
The Killer Artist asks, where did you learn to draw your stick figure style? I just love it, and it just makes me want to do stick figures like your style. Any tips on how to get where you're at?
Who's towards to me or?
Yeah.
I'd assume towards you.
All right. Well, for me, I kind of just already have an established like cartoony-ish, like rough-ish style like myself, because I've drawn like like characters that aren't stick figures like previously, so I just assumed that what stick figures would look like in my style. And mainly inspiration is also Flying Bark Studio and Lego Monkey Kid, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or the Rise version. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you could find your own style. Just experimenting around, see which one you're most comfortable animating or drawing in. It takes a little while, but eventually people figure it out.
Yeah, and now they're gonna be like watching your stuff, and then they're gonna make their own style from it.
Oh my god!
All right. Raymu asks, Stone, you ever consider to remake Andre Quest for Hammers?
I have, but the biggest issue with it is for that specific kind of game, that environment doesn't exist anymore. Like Flash games and click to progress. Not only do I not know how to code, like I knew how to code ActionScript too, and it's really basic like timeline stuff. But more importantly, even if it was when it's done, I'm not even sure where it would go. Like I don't see it as a game people are going to download from Steam to play, and there's no like game portal websites where people just like spend a ton of time on. So I don't really know, even if it were to make it, where someone would be playing it. You know what I mean? I think that's the biggest hurdle, is like I don't know where it would exist now in today's world.
Maybe you could make it into like instead of a game, more of like an interactive animation or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be a little bit closer. Yeah.
So for someone familiar like myself, what is this? The Andre's Quest for Hammers. I've never heard of
It was
this.
a flash game, a loose flash game. I say that because it's not like it had like a ton of coding. It was more like a kind of like a reaction timeline based animation game,
Kind of makes
where in order to progress in the game, you had to select certain things in a certain sequence or time your selection in a certain way. And one thing I really liked about it is that I didn't hold anyone's hand at all in making it because there's very little to no clues in many different aspects of it. And it's just funny because I've had so many people come up to me and say that they played it and they used to play it a lot. And when I put that out, I actually didn't get any feedback whatsoever because it was put up on Stick Page and I never got to see the views or anything like that. And I was kind of told like, yeah, let's not make any more of these. They weren't really feeling it. And I never got to, I thought nobody played the game. I thought nobody ever played it. I thought it was just something I put out and it went straight to the dirt, but I've had so many people come up to me and say that they played it, so I really appreciated that.
Interesting. All right, Cupcake Edict Stars asks for House, what kind of music inspires you?
Jesus, there is a lot. But mainly there's also, there's like the, I guess, Ina-ish type of like web electronic music, and it's like the wonky ones. I also do like I think their name is Edokon. I forgot. And also, like Lemon Demon. What else is there? Eve. Eve is a big one. Tubo. Yeah, there's like, and also Last Dinosaurs. That one's also a favorite. Let's see what else is there. Caodong. That's a Chinese band. A Chinese band I really like. And Glass Animals. These are like some some musicians I've listened to. But I do listen to a variety, like big variety of different types. But yeah.
I haven't heard of any of those. I need to check those out.
Yeah, these are more like, I guess, more bigger things in the the animation meme kids, I guess, and also, yeah, there's like the other on the other side of the our community type thing. But yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, our
Last question?
Yeah, our last question today. Sebastian S asks for House. If you do more stuff with Dude, will there be more references to prior RHGs and duelists?
Yes, absolutely. Fun fact, I do plan to have because with Dude's story, it's going to be a very well organized timeline. So there
Oh.
are going to be, at some point, Andre will show up in the
Yo!
later.
Oh,
Nice.
let's go.
That's going to be
Yo!
on also kind of going to have a pretty heavy influence on the storyline and stuff after he and on this video is not out yet, Stone's working on it, but after that when Andre finally resurfaces, something's gonna happen. And right now I'm working on Dude versus Bisque, and there's also
Oh,
going
nice.
to be some other interesting people that I will include. And with each of these videos, there will be at least 2 or 3, maybe like even more characters featured in the video, because some people are going to be in the background, some people are going to actually have an influence on the plot. And each of the there's gonna be seasons apparently for the Dude thing, where it sounds big, but basically each season is going to be 3 animated music videos for each,
That's
focusing
so
on
cool.
different
Oh.
parts of the story. Right now I'm currently working on technically the first. And yeah, so you guys will see some very interesting cameos coming up in the future.
That is so cool. I can't
That's
wait for
awesome.
those. Honestly.
Perfect.
Well, that's about all that we got here. Thank you, House, for joining.
Yes,
Thank
thank you so
you.
much. This was such a good
And
episode.
yeah, before we sign off, or do our little conclusion thing, I do also want to remind the the animators, artists out there watching this. There are people who will be there for you in your worst times. Do not be afraid to look for them. Love yourself, drink water, stay healthy so you can do what you love for longer. We love you. We love what you did with your magical hands. Stay creative, stay passionate. Sometimes the best quality in film is the message and the feelings in them. So yeah, don't be afraid. Everything will be okay in your life. You just gotta work smart, and if you're tired, take a break. Go back to reality. Take a breath of fresh air. Rewind the good times you had with the good people you met, and yeah, keep drawing, guys.
Full
Thank
advice.
you.
Message.
Wonderful
Thank you.
advice. I love that. You
Oh,
guys are
Jesus.
still in here?
Get that thing away from me, please.
We have to reset the room. We have more people coming in. For someone who's terminally okay, I figured you would have left by now.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, she's
Bro,
enlarged.
Dude, just kill
I
me.
need you
Just
to
kill me.
leave.
Just kill me.
I need you
Oh,
all
God.
to leave now. I need you to leave right now. Get out of the room. We need the room now.
John, you
Get
gotta,
out of
we
here.
gotta cancel you.